Look, check it out. Crip Jesus, King L of the 5% Nation, reveals how his time in the trenches of America in the Moorish Science Temple led to him becoming the leader of the Black Illuminati.
You gotta wiggle, you gotta move, you gotta finesse, you gotta tap in. That part. Gold chains, heads wrapped like a Saudi. Tap in with the Locs. We the Black Illuminati. We be posted at Lamert Park, hustling, catching bodies. A dripping OT. Thirsty peaches flew to Saudi. Money schemes, my niggas had dreams of riding Bugattis. Now it's 4-finger rings supreme with kings around me. Watch me turn the metaphysical to physical. It's not just lyrical, it's literal. These guns get rid of you, the spiritual. Spit out, let drip off a nigga lip, or get up in you and rip you up like 100 hollow tips. Bismillah, Iraq, Rahim. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Elijah Muhammadeen. Had a dream last night on some other shit. Farrakhan and Malcolm X pulled up in the mothership. Talking about UFOs, black kings and queens that was rich as fuck, swimming in pools of gold. But niggas like you don't wanna hear that though. You were descended of one of them snitches or dudes that told the white man about all the fucking Jews and gold. And that's how everybody in the crew got sold. Fucking blabbermouth, I don't like his type. Pull that ratchet out, we tapping in. All these bitch niggas doing is tapping out, tapping out, tapping out, tapping out, tapping out, tapping out. Gold chains, heads wrapped like a Saudi. Tap in with the Locs, we the Black Illuminati.
So you see that one? Yeah.
Oh, we back at it.
That's that one, yeah. Back at it. In the hood entertainment. You feel me?
Night, man.
That part.
You never know what's gonna bring.
Yeah, well, I ain't know if it's in the hood music, in the hood clothing. That's where they go. In the hood entertainment. It's in the hood entertainment.
Everything.
Oh, yeah, I'm not playing no games. Go to the website, cripjesus.com, Instagram at Holy Crip Jesus, CRIPJE, HOLYCRIPJESUS. And then go to the Twitter, Crip Jesus Blue God, CRIPJESUSBLUGOD. And you know that Blue Bible book is dropping. Ain't no more coming soon. It's June 13th. But you need to tap in now and get your pre-orders, because I got the special ones coming straight to you with extra sauce on them. June 13th, you're going to have the audio and all that, the paperback and all that, the ebook and all that. But right now, we're not going to play. We're going to bring out what y'all waiting for. Straight from Lamert Park, the only section of the city that gets this busy. Not only did I show up, but I brought the big homie. Straight from Lamert Park, straight from the other side of the section, from King to Weston. It's the one and only. Let them know who you are and where they can find you and all that good stuff. Super Loc.
Man, it's your boy Darkstar Super, man. You know what's going on. And with my boy Crip Jesus. Feel me? You can follow me at The Real Super Loc, Los Angeles, S&M, you feel me? Instagram, all that. You know. What's going on, bro?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm just happy to have you here because we finna get real deep. And I hope y'all still celebrate Malcolm X Day. It's gonna air a little bit after it, but I hope y'all still going. You better not be out there playing.
Yeah, man. Big up to the OGs, man. Respect the ancestors. Remember the OG. Feel me?
Yes, sir. So right here, we're going all the way back with the Moorish gangs of America. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people hear that word Moorish and they wouldn't think of a gang.
Yeah, man, you about to teach me some shit, man.
Well, nah, you know what? This goes back to that conversation when you said, remember you told me when that's what kind of broke the ice on it. When you said, I said the Moorish gangs, you said, well, guess what they call this? Well, go ahead, say it. I ain't gonna talk for you.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about when I was reading Columbus and diaries and all that. And they was describing the uprisings on the slave ship and, you know, the different groups of our ancestors that they had on the slave ship. They was describing them as gangs on the slave ship. That's what they called them, gangs of slaves. So it just made me realize that word has been applied to us throughout all of history. You feel me? At least this part of our history. You know what I'm saying? What we've been
the rebellious.
Right now. Yeah,
that's deep. That's real deep.
It's crazy. Yeah, that shit kind of opened my eyes, bro, because you know how they always say, like, anything more than 4 niggas is a gang. You feel me?
Hey. And in prison, they used to be honest about that because that's why they didn't like to let the Muslims pray. You know, they got to pray
no grouping
throughout the day.
Yeah, ain't no grouping.
They
I'm
was
saying,
going all the way
I
to
got
3 or
on
more.
that like in juvenile hall and camp, bro. They was
Mhm.
like, yeah, grouping was big up in there. And I was instantly on that. Like, wait a minute, you telling us we can't congregate, we can't talk over here? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I know it's jail. I know we could be plotting and all this shit, but come on, man.
Yeah, that's too much. That's going way too deep.
Yeah.
But not for real. And you know, now that you say that, right? You hear different names of different gangs. Like when you hear different groups, like the 40 Thieves, or I know the Tupac got the word thug from a Thag,
Nah,
or
not
Biggie.
even that. Not even that, bro. The real 40 Thieves from back in the Arabian times, them was gangs, bro. They was
Yeah.
gangs. They called them marauders or bandits, or you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They used to be out there on the in the trade routes, robbing people on the, you know what I mean?
Exactly. On the sand routes, on the Silk
Yeah,
Road. Yeah.
yeah. They was
In the
calling them
licks.
gangs too.
Yeah.
You feel
And you know
me?
what's crazy? Niggas be thinking I'm crazy when I be describing to them like the Moorish history. And I be putting all the gay shit. They be like, nigga, extra out. He funny. I be like, bro, in my mind, that's how it really was.
Bro, all we are is the modern version of all that shit we read about in the history books.
You see how I'm
All the
dressed, right?
bandits, all the outlaws, all the, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, it's just the names
Hey.
change and the little titles change depending on how the writer want to romanticize it. You feel me?
Look, the way I'm dressed now, they gonna think it's gang. This is Hindu, actually. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's when we was in Baghdad. We had this on the ward off evil spirits. So if you was a warrior, you for sure was dressed like this because you want as much good luck as you could get. You feel what I'm saying? You out here battling them evil spirits. You in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, shit. There's so much shit in society that we don't know the meaning of, bro. Like,
yeah, come on, man.
It's crazy. You gotta study, man. I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I still learn shit every day.
Come on. And that's the point, you know, that's how deep it gets. Like we say in the nation, you know, food is what you physically eat, but it's also what you feed your mind. You know what I'm saying?
And
all that shit go. Yeah. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when they're talking about bread in the Bible, they're not talking about bread, bro. You feel me? A lot of times when they talking about bread, they talking about bread for the soul.
Ooh.
You feel me? Like real shit.
But no.
That's my joint. Quit playing with me, man.
So look,
that's my joint. First of all, hold up. Hold up. First of all, nigga, you know how much I love your shit, bro. Like for real, when I really just started listening to your shit, because you know we know each other. So when you know niggas, sometimes you don't really listen. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear a song that your bro play for you, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you don't go listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, let me go listen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, boy, listen, quit playing. My boy is chopping it up. You feel me?
Right. We ain't playing with him.
Yeah,
but
man.
look,
you know, I respect everybody for doing it, but then you know it's another level when you really respect the lyricism and the you know what I'm saying, the real rapping abilities of, you know what I'm saying, that you put
likewise though, bro. You remember when we hopped on the that Black Illuminati together. Y'all go check that out on SoundCloud.
Yeah, man. That's
me, you, no sense. Niggas ain't know it. Yeah.
I like that one right there. We kind of gave him a little introduction right there.
Hell yeah. But let's crack it off. Look. So you see me on the rag and all that with the fatigue. It's symbolism, but I want to show y'all one of the first documented for the show that this government, even though this government doesn't start till 1776, I want y'all to know that before I crack this off, this picture for y'all. This picture's from 1715. So before they even made it over to the whole, as soon as they made a concept of 13 colonies and all that, thought they was getting themselves established, we was in their ass. If y'all want to test the big Crip Jesus, we can go back to 1622, the Indian massacre and all that, but we're going to start y'all at the Yamasee War. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, even though we blew it up, they was with red, had the red flag, you know what I mean? Because they was like Moroccan. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I remember we was talking about the Melungeons. So according to the Melungeon history, they would have been Turks or Ottomans, like how the Berbers were underneath the Turkish Empire. That
the Melungeons?
Yeah, that were left in North Carolina.
I always wonder where they came from. I don't know no Melungeon history. I know of their existence. That's about it.
Yeah. Don't play with it, y'all. Go check out that Blue Bible. Go put in your
That
pre-order.
makes sense right there.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Turkish.
Look, and here's the cold part. I'm not even going off of just what I'm saying. Some people that flew out there
and they probably like the original. They probably descendants of the original.
Oh yeah,
melanated Turkish. You feel what I'm saying?
But even light ones too. That's the cold part.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they got more
The
melanated once they because the Gullah Geechees over there, so they got more melanated once they mixed in. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
But that's what makes it more interesting because it's like my grandfather. He says with our name come from France, but he says his grandfather looked white. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But you know what I mean? Like he could be looking like a Drake type nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So these motherfuckers was over here like at the French and Indian War. You feel what I'm saying? You see it.
Hell yeah. Shit, so, I only know back to my great grandfather in my family, and he was Crip Indian.
See what I'm saying? And
then he was like copper tone, looked like you know what I'm saying? Like
the Yamasees became Crip because when they went down from North Carolina, they go, I ain't gonna spoil it, let's go. Their history states that when the South Carolina slave code was introduced around the time of the Civil War, many Yamasee were forced into slavery and their classification was changed from Indian to Negro or mulatto, and they were coined as the Negro Indians. Part of their history is the Yamasee War that they describe as history's bloodiest war. They tell the story of unfair trade practices and land encroachments by European settlers that violated a law that forced them into war. At least 400 South Carolina settlers died when the war started, and more would ultimately perish by the late 1800s. History claims that more than 15,000 Yamasee Indians in support from other Indians in the region stormed the state, almost destroying European colony. From the war, many new tribal designations were formed. The Yamasee claimed that more commonly known groups like the Seminole are descendants of the Yamasee. You know what I'm saying? So Yamasee is just older. It's a lot of like Creeks, Geechees, Seminoles, and all that. That's was Yamasee. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's why they had the red flags and shit. You know, this is going all the way back.
Yeah, sometimes you know, larger kingdoms break up into smaller kingdoms. You feel me? But all of the culture and you know what I'm saying? The traditions stick around. You know what I mean? So that's how you get like different tribes that got all these similarities, or they may speak the same language, or you know what I'm saying?
It's like with homies.
They was all one at some point.
Yeah. Exactly. So right here is another group of the gangs. And you see like similar dress, similar stuff, but the Gullah Wars is starting off with the Stono Rebellion. That's in South Carolina. And then right there you got Nathaniel L. Turner from saying the Tunica tribe. That's in Virginia. You feel what I'm saying? So, but these are gangs. You know what I'm saying? And then what a lot of people forget is we look at the stories in the bubble, in the vacuum, where they go after. What happens to them after that? You feel what I'm saying?
Shit, man. A lot of these tribes I ain't never heard of, bro. Like I just know most of the tribes I know is the known tribes that we know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just saying that's why we know. It's just a time period. So Cherokee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? With the where that word come from, Chicora. There's a city called Chicora in South Carolina, but they don't discredit the rest of us that's saying that. We spread it out. Yeah. There was diaspora of us. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what I do know is it's a time before time. You know what I'm saying? Where we was already here. That time is unaccounted for.
Well, that's what we're reading about. Think about it. 1739, Stono Rebellion. That's before 1776. 1715, Yamasee War. That's before 1776. You know what
I'm talking about even before that.
Oh yeah, where's about?
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about shit BC time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the Mississippian, they call it. But look, check this out. What was the Gullah Wars? The Gullah Geechee Wars were the longest lasting and most costly wars fought in terms of the loss of military personnel and the money spent that any was the United States engaged in until the Vietnam War. Unconquered, the Gullah Geechee Wars, Indiegogo, Indiegogo.com project. So the point is that time period they're talking about is not a bunch of niggas just sitting around saying yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of the
which is what they
confusion comes
try
from
to, which is what they try to feed to us.
the submission.
Mm-hmm.
And it also breaks down how a lot of the names that they say, oh, you just got to strip. It's more confusion. Translations, you don't know the meaning anymore. You done went from Leray to Leroy. You don't even use that name no more because you think it's some slave shit. That's my brother.
My mama. I was having a conversation with somebody like that about that, man, talking about that name. When the name is Leroy, you know what I'm saying? But because we done blackened it up, we say Leroy, and now it became a black name, you know what I'm saying? And we don't like it no more because now it sounds too black. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, that's a big thing for me, like the psychological effects of everything.
Yeah.
Bro, because it's crazy. You see that clip that link that I sent you the other day?
Which one?
I sent you a link about breeding farms back then.
Yeah.
This, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that I've been thinking about since I was a kid. Because I knew they had to be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even before I knew about it.
That's what the plantation
is. Logically in my mind, like, come on, man. Why would they not do that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then as I got older, I started to learn about the actual shit that went on. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy, bro. That's crazy because I always wondered why they so concerned about us sexually and why they would create the narrative that if they freed our ancestors that they was just gonna run wild and rape all the white women. Like when I was a kid, I used to wonder where did you get that narrative from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then as I got older, I realized, it's because they know what the fuck they did to us. You feel me? We don't even remember. All we got is the result of what they did.
It's the deep-seated psychological guilt. That's what X say.
Yeah, you feel me?
Now look, those who refuse the U.S. culture the most. Now you see I put the most. That means there was other groups as well. So you may have an uncle that was Muslim. It wasn't saying everybody was Muslim. I think a lot of black people, when we break down our history, we look for absolutes. Were we French? Were we Muslim? We can't believe that we were international, different groups, different cultures, different types. So those who refused the U.S. culture the most were the Muslims that had migrated here before the U.S. So they had certain groups that were here and had cities and all that were here before the U.S. I mean, they count them as Indian and Native and all that, but you can see the Fez hats on them, the 5-point stars. You know what I mean? Putting the hand over like how you said BC times, they coming from Islamism before Prophet Muhammad and all that. You feel what I'm saying? And they refused it the most. They wouldn't accept the title of Indian, sign no treaties or none of that. So a lot of their history is just completely wiped out. You got to get that from, you got to go to them cities and get that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's really what a lot of what Noble Drew Ali was talking about. Because Noble Drew Ali was Native American. I know he talked about Moorish science because he's teaching the full history from beginning to end, but his mother was Eliza Turner Quitman, pure-blooded Washita Tunica. And his father was John A. Drew Quitman, full-blooded Cherokee. Kohari division, you know what I'm saying? They had fought in war. But it goes to show the time period, because you see how his father looked. That ain't how the original Cherokee looked. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though he could have been Melungeon or anything, it's a mixture. That's how deep it gets. But you know what I'm saying? Come to the Holy Blue Bible, and we give you that. You know what I'm saying? You better put in that pre-order, that part. Don't play with it. Hey, look. If a tribe was not recognized by the U.S., it was illegal, and its members outlaws at birth. You understand me? These people were born as gang or whatever you don't want to call it. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the Native Americans were forced by federal troops to walk hundreds of miles to what is now Oklahoma. Historians say more than 15,000 died of exposure, starvation, and exhaustion on what is known as the Trail of Tears. Now, I can't speak, and I'm not trying to get extra deep. I'm telling y'all from my family tradition, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all I'm dropping the Blue Bible this week, so I'm taking y'all deep without permission You know what I'm saying? Tap in that part, get your pre-orders. But yeah, my own uncle told me about the Trail of Tears. You know what I'm saying? Before I read anything in the book, the Tulsa Race Massacre, also known as the Tulsa Race Riot or the Black Wall Street Massacre, was a 2-day-long massacre that took place between May 31st and June 1st, 1921, when mobs of white residents, some of whom had been appointed as deputies and armed by city government officials, attacked black residents and destroyed homes and businesses of the Greenwood district in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The event is considered one of the worst events of racial violence in American history. The attackers burned and destroyed more than 35 square blocks of the neighborhood. Good Lord. At the time, one of the wealthiest black communities in the United States, colloquially known as Black Wall Street. That's because they just walked the stair, as I read on the other side. We can't get away from these devils, man. Come on. Talking about some gangs.
Yeah, man.
They had some goddamn military, some militias. You know what I'm saying?
And all we gotta do is build our families and be ready, man, and have the right mentality. You feel me? Because we here on this land and they got it under control the way they got it under control. Mm-hmm. We gotta have a philosophy to live by. We can't be having no organizations and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we gotta have a philosophy that we teach our kids and we teach everybody and we all live by that shit. You feel what I'm saying? As a people. Period. You feel me? Us trying to build all these especially these people with these rewind ass minds waiting on some type of black leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We ain't been able to do that shit since Moses.
You gotta be your own Jesus.
Oh my God, it's so cozy.
Anyway, let's get back. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'll be dropping this shit. Blah, blah, blah. So after that, right? You get the whole little, let me catch the people up for those that don't know. The Great Migration. The Great Migration was one of the largest movements of people in United States history. Approximately 6 million black people moved from the American South to northern, midwestern, and western states roughly from the 1910s into the 1970s. In 1942, the War Production Board issued restrictions aimed at stopping the sale of zoot suits. Predominantly black and Mexican zoot suiters became victims of racial mob violence in the 1943 zoot suit riots. Shortly after, wearing of the zoot suit was indefinitely banned in Los Angeles via a citywide ordinance. Wow. So now we start moving through the country. They're banning anything they can find to get any reason they can to lock us up and put us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Because they made slavery legal for crime. This is where slavery really begins. Shit like this. They start making up false laws and hauling our asses in chains to their workforces. And at the same time, once we start putting up resistance, you see right here, we're still striving. Some of us still surviving. We're in these different cities. It's the 40s, right? Now they come to zoot suit laws in the 40s. Now in the 50s, they came even sicker with something called Project MK Ultra. Let me see, man. Let me ask y'all something, man. Let me give y'all 30 seconds. Do any of y'all know Project MK Ultra? Let me just give y'all the good collegiate proper answer. Project MK Ultra, or MK Ultra, was an illegal human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency. How can you say it's illegal and y'all did it? Y'all the government that makes things legal and not illegal. Intended to develop procedures and identify drugs that could be used in interrogations to weaken individuals and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. It began in 1953 and was halted in 1973. MK Ultra used numerous methods to manipulate its subjects' mental states and brain functions, such as the covert administration of high doses of psychoactive drugs, especially LSD, and other chemicals without the subject's consent. Electroshocks, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse, and other forms of torture. Wow. MK Ultra was preceded by two drug-related experiments, Project Bluebird and Project Artichoke. It was organizing through the CIA's Office of Scientific Intelligence and coordinated with the United States Army Biological Warfare Laboratories. The program engaged in illegal activities, including the use of U.S. and Canadian citizens as unwilling test subjects. Over 7,000 American veterans took part in these experiments non-consensually during the 1950s through 1970s, many of them using later on MK Ultra's scope was broad. Wow, this is deep. With atrocities carried out under the guise of research at more than 80 institutions aside from the military, including colleges and universities, hospitals, prisons, and pharmaceutical companies, the CIA operated using front organizations, although some top officials at these institutions were aware of the CIA's involvement. Wow. I mean, you're talking about a devil. Lord have mercy. So now we end up in Watts. Now remember, we was talking about the Zoot suits. So they're really on LA, man. They've been on the black population in LA since it began. On August 11, 1965, Marquette Fry. Hold on, man. Okay. My bad, y'all. On August 11th, okay, listen, man. This young African-American man was pulled over for drunk driving after he failed a field sobriety test. Officers attempted to arrest him. Marquette resisted arrest. With assistance from his mother, Renee Fry, a physical confrontation ensued in which Marquette was struck in the face with a baton. Meanwhile, a crowd of onlookers had gathered. Rumors spread that the police had kicked a pregnant woman who was present at the scene. 6 days of civil unrest followed, motivated in part by allegations of police abuse. Nearly 14,000 members of California Army National Guard helped suppress the disturbance, which resulted in 34 deaths, as well as over $40 million in property damage. It was the city's worst unrest until the Rodney King riots of 1992. That's the riots of 1965. That's what led to the Black Panther Party. Come on, man. It get that deep. It was written in the end that the sun will rise from the west. I am the sun, and this is the west. Crip Jesus. Yeah.
Dread the God of God. Dread the God of God. Dread the God of God. Dread the God of God.
Niggas ain't ready for revelations. This the Bible last few pages. This when God sit down with Satan. This the last secret of the Masons. This the moment Eve met the snake in. This the resurrection of your savior. This the last warning to the nations. Beware of the bombs they be detonating. I'm getting hand smoking bomb while a nigga waiting for them to blow this bitch up and leave on the spaceship. I've been anxious, waiting and waiting for all of my killers that stuck on plantations. You call that shit prison, we call that shit slavery. You cannot confuse me, these devils can't break me down. Hold up, we do not want reparations. Tell them devils keep their pieces of paper. We want back the land, we want back our culture. We want them to get the fuck out of our faces. We want them to get the fuck out of our nation. Tired of catching these cases, the running, the chasing, the beating, the macing, the kicking, the tasing. The police say haters, even the black ones is racist. They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the guns. We in the sky with the stone. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. cause we young and we born. It's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar. Yeah. Just make the trap say amen. Man, look at all these black faces. You know we the lost tribe of Jacob. This ain't gospel, this ain't Kirk Franklin. It's the real nigga you been waiting. It's the moment Goliath for the David. This was written in the pyramid by the sages. Niggas ain't ready for reparations. There's someone in store. The white man flew out of space and he seen faces carved in the planets like Mars. The description of they face and lips was like ours. You know the black man is God. Arm, leg, arm, head spells Allah. Every time you see me make a wish, I'm a star. Yeah, that's a bar. They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the gods. We in the sky with the stars. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. That's cause we young and we born. That's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar. Revelations, all shall be revealed. There is no beginning, there is no ending. This is just one part of it. They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the God. Crip Jesus. We in the sky with the stars. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. That's cause we young and we born. That's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, it gets that deep. I ain't come here to play with y'all. We're not just victims. Get that Martin Luther King shit out of here. Okay? Before the Black Panther Party called itself the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, it was called the Sons of Malcolm. It's that real, bro. As in the Sons of Malcolm X. Because they wasn't with that Martin Luther King get beat up piece shit. Make sure your children watch this. Okay? We're not here to gangbang, little ones. So that little punk music you're listening to is telling you go kill each other all day. No. That's all the government, the enemy, using the rappers to teach y'all to kill each other because the Black Panther Party was teaching us to defend ourselves. So we was walking around with guns ready to defend ourselves, not letting the police just do what they want to us anymore. And they had to turn that into, hey, take the gun and shoot each other. They couldn't say get rid of the gun because everybody already had the guns and everybody felt the power. Once P. Newton and them told us to get the guns and helped us get them, we felt the power again. What y'all know is y'all great grandparents, they was walking around working and bowing down. Yes, sir, boss, sir. Half of them was never even slaves. They just ran with the story because they was being told to run with it. This is how docile and weak they had became. That's how drugged up they had became during the MK Ultra time and all that. That's how many of us they had locked in cages and did all type of foul stuff too. But then we started to learn to organize ourselves and defend ourselves in the name of Malcolm. The Black Panther Party, political party. The Black Panther Party, originally the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, was a Marxist, Leninist, and Black Power political organization founded by college students Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton in October 1966 in Oakland, California. Wikipedia. Founded October 15th, 1966 in Oakland, California. Come on, man. By Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seale, and Elbert Howard. But their LA chapter was started by a man named Bunchy Carter. Al Prentice Bunchy Carter was an American activist. Carter is credited as a founding member of the Southern California chapter of the Black Panther Party. Carter was shot and killed by a rival group, Ron Karenga's U.S., and is celebrated by his supporters as a martyr in the Black Power movement in the United States. In the early 1960s, Carter was a member of the Slauson Boys street gang, Los Angeles. He became a member of the Slauson Renegades, a hardcore inner circle of the gang, and earned the nickname Mayor of the Ghetto. He ran this shit, man. And it wasn't just out of fear. People loved him. Carter was eventually convicted of armed robbery and was in prison in Soledad Prison for 4 years. Come on, nobody escaping the beast, man. While incarcerated, Carter became influenced by the Nation of Islam and the teachings of Malcolm X, and he converted to Islam. He would later renounce Islam after an encounter with Eldridge Cleaver, citing contradictions and focused on the Black liberation struggle. After his release, Carter met Huey Newton, one of the founders of the Black Panther Party, and was convinced to join the party in 1967. So Bunchy Carter joined in 1967, and he was the lead of the LA chapter, whose headquarters was on 41st and Central Avenue. These were some dangerous men. On December 9th, 1969, a 4-hour shootout took place at the Southern California headquarters of the Black Panther Party, man. How do you have a 4-hour shootout? That's a lot of ammunition, a lot of guns. The massive exchange of gunfire was between a cluster of 6 Panther members who happened to be inside the headquarters and what would ultimately grow to be a force of 200 Los Angeles police officers, including a newly created LAPD team that would have its first real outing that day. That new team was called SWAT. That's right, because of the LA Black Panthers is who made them create SWAT, because we shot it out with their ass for hours. They couldn't see us. The team was called the Special Weapons and Tactics Unit, SWAT. When they created MK Ultra, we created Black Panther Party. When they created SWAT, we created Crip. Wasn't ready for that, huh? When they created MK Ultra, we created the Black Panther Party. But when they created SWAT, started coming around with military motherfuckers on our neighborhood, we had to go as far as to create Crip just to survive, man. Raymond Washington, the founder of Crip. Raymond Lee Washington was an American known as the founder of the Crips gang in Los Angeles. Washington founded the Crips as a minor street gang in the late 1960s in South Los Angeles, becoming a prominent local crime boss. The name Washington is English from Ouachita, recognized as Choctaw. Choctaw, North American Indian tribe of Muskegon linguistic stock that traditionally lived in what is now southeastern Mississippi. The Choctaw dialect is very similar to that of the Chickasaw, and there is evidence that they are a branch of the later tribe. Okay. So the founder of Crip, Washington, just told you it's a Choctaw name. It's an original brother. I'm not saying that he was aware that he was original and knew all the secrets. He's the Crip. I'm the Jesus. In 1974, 21-year-old Washington was arrested for second-degree robbery and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment at the Duell Vocational Institution in Tracy. Becoming the first Crip to be incarcerated there, Washington was unpopular among the prison population as he began to recruit young African-American inmates into the Crips, much to the disapproval of established black prison groups like the Black Muslims and the Black Guerrilla family. According to a former inmate who was housed at Duell with Washington, the Black Muslims and the Black Guerrilla family were aware of the spread of the Crips in Los Angeles and warned Washington that they would not tolerate the formation of Crips in their prison. Washington faced another problem while serving time in Duell as the Crips murdered rival gang members on the streets of Los Angeles. Inmates at Duell who were relatives of victims held Washington responsible for their deaths. Greg Batman Davis, a friend of Washington and an original Crips member, stated, "People in the prisons was losing their loved ones on the streets, and because Raymond was the founder of the Crips, they blamed him for it. And since Raymond was the only Crip up there, at the time, they were trying to kill him." That's sad. Here's another one, y'all. Stanley Tookie Williams III was an American gang member and spree killer who founded and led the Crips gang in Los Angeles. He and Raymond Washington formed an alliance in 1971 that established the Crips of Los Angeles' first major African-American street gang. During the 1970s, Williams was the de facto leader of the Crips and the prominent crime boss in South Los Angeles. Come on, man. So that's what was going on in LA in the 60s. Meanwhile, in Chicago, like so many young black men in the turn of the century, there weren't many opportunities available. For Jeff Fort quickly became embroiled in many gang-related conflicts. With the permission of the Main 21, a term used to describe the original 21 leaders of Chicago gangs who agreed to merge the Blackstone Rangers. He formed a chapter of the Almighty Black Peacetone Nation, who at the time, and contrary to belief, were in fact a community-based and backed organization and not a lawless gang. Somewhere along the way, unfortunately, this would change. So, if y'all don't know, Chief Malik became a political prisoner. They claim that he had ties with Gaddafi and that he was planning on doing terrorism. Just another young black man trying to teach his people. This is one of his followers, T. Rogers, who brought the culture to LA. But as you can see with the cape on, he joined with the Bloods and made the blood thing. That's Stanley Tucker Williams again. But I want to point out to y'all that things changed a lot in the 70s. Till then, the FBI and CIA had started recruiting heavily from the Mormon population because they are usually cheaper to do a security clearance on. They often speak another language from their mission trips, and they usually have a low-risk lifestyle. But there's at least one place in American society where Mormons have found an unusual degree of acceptance. In agencies like the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the CIA, which see Mormons as particularly desirable recruits, have a reputation for hiring a disproportionate number of people who belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints. Okay, wow. While this comes as a surprise to most people, Washington, and particularly among people who work with or report on intelligence and law enforcement, is common knowledge, and occasionally it leaks into popular culture. In his 2009 memoir, Agent Bishop Mike McFeeters describes his years doubling as an FBI agent and Mormon bishop, a community leadership position he inherited from another FBI agent. Come on, y'all. They all over this shit. And they own the blood tests. That's why I came to show y'all. So we don't even got to do all that. Genealogical Society of Utah. Stephen T. Rockwood is the president and CEO of Family Search International, a global nonprofit sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Family Search, right? Which DNA test is owned by the Mormon Church? Ancestry's database are further bolstered by its partnership with FamilySearch.org, a genealogical records site run by the Mormon Church. Come on, man. I can't make this shit up. Today, Ancestry is considered a major technology company rather than a genealogical company. Though the company has done numerous amount of collaborations with the LDS, Church's nonprofit organization, FamilySearch.org, it has never been owned by the church itself. Come on, man. Y'all want some more of this sauce? White criminality. There is no end to the crimes of pro-white groups such as KKK, Mormons, Appalachian Hillbillies, white youth racial terrorist gangs, mafias, and corrupt industries within the mainstream. The Mormon people have their own history within the United States. Come on, man. I gotta get him a break real quick. Let them just absorb all this.
Oh my God, it's so cozy.
Now, I know a lot of people hear the word Mormon, they think of a religion. They, they get funny. They think, it has to do with Utah. But no, the Mormon people and their history is a big, big part of American history that doesn't get spoke about. There's probably plenty of white people and white families who are descendants of Mormons that don't even know it. Because this was a big piece of American history. Humongous. Hold on, man. Here goes the 1838 Mormon War. In 1838, Mormon War was also known as the Missouri Mormon War, was a conflict between Mormons and non-Mormons in Missouri from August to November 1838. The first of the three Mormon Wars. Yeah, Mormons and non-Mormons. We want y'all to go. We don't care about these little pictures. 50 years of deputy gangs, God. The first deputy gang in the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, LASD, the Little Devils, was founded at the East LA station in 1971 and had an overwhelmingly white membership among deputies who patrolled African American and Latino companies. The Linux-based Grim Reapers and the Century City-based regulators are more recent gangs. Other LASD gangs have included the Hats, the Jump Out Boys, 2000 Boys, and the 3000 Boys. Oh my God. You niggas got all type of shit going on. I don't think niggas ready for this revelation.
It was written in the end that the sun will rise from the west. I am the sun, and this is the west. Crip Jesus. Yeah.
Dread the God, the God one. Dread the God, the God one. Dread the God, the God one. Dread the God, the God one.
Niggas ain't ready for revelations. This the Bible last few pages. This when God sit down with Satan. This the last secret of the Masons. This the moment Eve met the snake in. This the resurrection of your savior. This the last warning to the nations. Beware of the bombs they be detonating. I'm getting head smoking bomb while a nigga waiting for them to blow this bitch up and leave on the spaceship. I've been anxious, waiting and waiting for all of my killers that stuck on plantations. You call that shit prison, we call that shit slavery. You cannot confuse me, these devils can't break me down. Hold up, we do not want reparations. Tell them devils keep their pieces of paper. We want back the land, we want back our culture. We want them to get the fuck out of our faces. We want them to get the fuck out of our nation. Tired of catching these cases, the running, the chasing, the beating, the macing, the kicking, the tasing. The police say haters, even the black ones is racist. They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the guns. We in the sky with the stars. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. That's cause we young and we born. That's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar. Just make the trap say amen. Man, look at all these black faces. You know we the lost tribe of Jacob. This ain't gospel, this ain't Kirk Franklin. It's the real nigga you been waiting. This the moment Goliath for the David. This was written in the pyramid by the sages. Niggas ain't ready for reparations. There's someone in store. The white man flew out of space and he seen faces carved in the planets like Mars. The description of they face and lips was like ours. You know the black man is God. Arm, leg, arm, head spells Allah. Every time you see me make a wish, I'm a star. Yeah, that's a ball. They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the gods. We in the sky with the stars. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. That's cause we young and we born. That's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar. Revelations, all shall be revealed. There is no beginning, there is no ending. This is just one part of it. They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the gods. We in the sky with the stars. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. That's cause we young and we born. That's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar.
Now, if you want to pull up on me in the flesh, pull up to Leimert Park. As you can see, I'm always there. Now, when you want to hop off this live and really tap in with me for real, go to the website, cripjesus.com. Instagram at HOLYCRIPJESUS, Holy Crip Jesus. Twitter, Crip Jesus Blue God, CRIPJESUSBLUGOD. The Blue Bible book coming real soon. Coming right now. Everything's dropping on June 13th. The audio, the ebook, all that. But right now, though, yeah, you need to tap in with me. Go to the website, go to the contact section, or just tap in with me right now. You see all my different contact ways. Go to the website, hit one of the links or something, and you're gonna get in contact with me, and I'll get that pre-order to you. Yeah, tap in for the pre-orders. I'll get that pre-order to you. You can get yours locked in already now with special information and all that with it. And also, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna even drop it until I get a certain amount of pre-orders anyway. So you might as well tap in. All right. Now, just to catch y'all up, man, we got a war that's been going on since these devils got here, before they even started their country. In the midst of that war, we have groups and groups of people who have been labeled outlaws for not bowing down to the government. And in the midst of that, we have some that have been successful at building their own societies. And we're looking at how they destroyed them. So in the name of Malcolm X, they can't destroy that. X is still living through all of us. For all the ones that's about it. Straight up. Hold on. This is one of them deputy gangbangers. Paul K. Tanaka, born 1959, is an American former politician and a former law enforcement officer with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. He was convicted April 4th, 2016 in federal court of conspiracy to obstruct justice and obstruction of justice. Tanaka served as undersheriff of Los Angeles County from 2011 to 2013. He was also mayor of the city of Gardena, California. His tenure has provoked controversy due to allegations of violence, corruption, and alleged membership in the Linwood Vikings, a secret police organization which has described as neo-Nazi white supremacist gang by a federal judge. I mean, I really can't make this up, y'all. I gotta catch up for a second. I need a break real quick. Hold on. Did y'all hear how deep that was? I don't know how y'all do it sometimes. For real.
It's hard having God in your life when you like to, turn up. You feel what I'm saying? But we all need a little bit of, that good spirit. You feel what I'm saying? Who the does go to? Who the street people go to? The hoes go to. We all need somebody. You feel what I'm saying? We all need. Yeah. And Crip Jesus. Because thugs need love too. We need love. And Crip Jesus. You know these hoes love you. And Crip Jesus. Because thugs need love too. We need love. And Crip Jesus. You know these hoes love you. Hey, now where you niggas go when you need work? And where these hoes go when they need perks? Where you go if you need a nigga murk? You gon' fuck around and get your ass hurt by Crip Jesus. And get your walk on. Walk with Crip Jesus. And get your walk on. Walk with Crip Jesus. And get your walk on. Walk with Crip Jesus. And get your walk on. Walk with Crip Jesus.
So as we begin to spread in the time of the Great Migration,
it's hard having God in your life when you like to, turn up. You feel what I'm saying? But we all.
As we begin to spread due to the Great Migration, what united us back was the Black Panther Party. You feel what I'm saying? At that point in time, all of us all throughout the big cities and even small cities were kind of coming together on one accord. We were even all over the television, dressed one way, fists in the air, reading books, and down for the cause. The gangs were supposed to be groups that did this, but they got infiltrated with all the drugs and the guns and what you see in hip hop now. So the point of the Mormons being in the FBI, CIA, and owning Ancestry.com is now they've got their hands on us and they're locking us in all these prisons and they're doing as they will and got us making all this crazy music. They're hiding from us the truth because there's still plenty of us amongst us that aren't done with it yet, haven't stopped the fight. It's a lot of us that don't feel like, hold hands and say kumbaya. A lot of us still keep discovering things every day, finding new things every day. I keep finding about myself that I'm so proud of, so happy about every day. I wouldn't trade that feeling in for nothing. Feel me? You feel what I'm saying? So you got to get it, man. They're tracing the blood not only to chase us down, because they know who's a descendant of what. You might be a descendant of Montezuma or King such and such. They know exactly who you are and where you are. It's the same thing like when Jesus was born. They sent the 3 wise men to go see where he was at. You are Jesus. You're the Jesus. You are the Jesus. Come on, man. So So I hope y'all enjoyed this. The Moorish gangs of America. Because once they started tracing the blood and blocking us from who we were, you have to understand why. Do you know about the Mormon war? Do you know that the Mormons are their own group of people who, after wars with the United States, took on certain leadership positions within the United States government? Do you know they're using our incarcerated bodies to pay their debts to these people? And you get to run this and run that as a part of the peace treaty. Lock them niggas up. We don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's what George Washington told Thomas Jefferson. That's real. I don't claim to tell you nothing you don't already know. That part. So let your rights be your rights and let your wrongs be your wrongs, man.
It was written in the end that the sun will rise from the west. I am the sun, and this is the west. Crip Jesus. Yeah.
Dread the God, the God one. Dread the God, the God one. Dread the God, the God one. Dread the God, the God one.
Niggas ain't ready for revelations. This the Bible last few pages. This when God sit down with Satan. This the last secret of the Masons. This the moment Eve met the snake in. This the resurrection of your savior. This the last warning to the nations. Beware of the bombs they be detonating. I'm getting head smoking bomb while a nigga waiting for them to blow this bitch up and leave on the spaceship. I've been anxious, waiting and waiting for all of my killers that stuck on plantations. You call that shit prison, we call that shit slavery. You cannot confuse me, these devils can't break me down. Hold up, we do not want reparations. Tell them devils keep their pieces of paper. We want back the land, we want back our culture. We want them to get the fuck out of our faces. We want them to get the fuck out of our nation. Tired of catching these cases, the running, the chasing, the beating, the macing, the kicking, the tasing. The police say haters, even the black ones is racist.
They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the guns. We in the sky with the stars. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. That's cause we young and we born. That's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar.
Just make the trap say amen. Man, look at all these black faces. You know we the lost tribe of Jacob. This ain't gospel, this ain't Kirk Franklin. It's the real nigga you been waiting. It's the moment Goliath for the David. This was written in the pyramid by the sages. Niggas ain't ready for reparations. There's someone in store. The white man flew out of space and he seen faces carved in the planets like Mars. The description of they face and lips was like ours. You know the black man is God. Arm, leg, arm, head spells Allah. Every time you see me make a wish, I'm a star. Yeah, that's a bar.
They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the guns. We in the sky with the stars. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. That's cause we young and we born. That's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar.
Revelations, all shall be revealed. There is no beginning, there is no ending. This is just one part of the
They wanna murder us all. That's cause they know we the guns.
Crip
We in the
Jesus.
sky with the stars. Alhamdulillah. They wanna murder us all. That's cause we young and we born. That's cause we shining so hard. Allahu Akbar.